So he wasn't really doing anything. No one wanted him. He got this no-show, the hard hat job with the Cleveland Browns. And now he's being considered as one of the top candidates for this cycle of head coach. Now, I've heard a lot of people say that he is going to be someone that teams are hard after, that the Patriots really want him.
Yep.
The Jets interviewed him. I don't know if the Bears, I think the Bears are a team that's interested. I don't know if they scheduled an interview with him or not yet. And there's going to be other teams, presumably, that end up firing their coach at some point, and there will be more than just these 5 openings that we have right now. That being said, what is the biggest pro and the biggest con of hiring Mike Vrabel, and do you think that's eventually what they're going to do? Do you think Vrabel is a foregone conclusion, I guess, Andy?
I don't.
You don't?
I think this
a lot of people seem to.
No, I think this is a legitimate search.
Okay.
And I know Curran has kind of, I didn't hear him talk with Jones and Keefe, but Curran has said this is not, it's way, way, way too soon to say, like, this is a bag job or this is how it's going to end with Vrabel. And then apparently with Jones and Keefe, his words kind of made them believe, oh, no, it's going to be Vrabel.
Mm-hmm.
No, I think Ben Johnson is in the mix, and I think they are doing their best to at least appear like the Red Sox, have interest in a lot of people, be having conversations. Breslow's making hard sells. I think they want to be thought of that way, even if they end up landing on Vrabel, because they didn't do it last year, and it was one of the big criticisms that kind of hung over the whole year.
Yeah.
Right? Like, you didn't even interview it. Ross Tucker just said it. Even if you like Mayo, talk to somebody else just to get a comparison that might make you like Mayo even more. So I think Vrabel is a strong candidate. Just real quick, I was also thinking back to that day on the field. So he's being inducted into the Patriots Hall of Fame. And Bill Belichick is there, correct?
Yes.
And Gerard Mayo's there. So Bill's going to be thinking, wait a minute, that all-pro linebacker is already signed up to replace me.
Right.
This guy's trying to talk to 60,000. He's campaigning for my guys. I'm not dead yet. Can you wait till the grave is actually tamped down and the dirt is on my career?
They hadn't even started digging it yet.
These damn all-pro linebackers are coming for my job at all angles. But no, I think there is a legitimate search being put on. That's the good news. Vrabel, the pro, credibility, consistency, clear culture. You wanted a Dan Campbell culture. We talked about it all year. Wait, you got an all-pro linebacker. You'd think you have a hard-o football team. You don't have a hard-o football team.
No.
You got a soft-ass football team, plus you don't have any conviction in the culture at all. You will get conviction in your culture. You will get a hard-o football team. You will get a guy with experience. You didn't have that. So you're getting kind of the anti-Gerard Mayo ex-player linebacker coach. Like, everything that you hated about Gerard Mayo, I feel like you're going to get improved with Mike Vrabel.
Yeah.
So I think that's the pro. And he's had success in the NFL.
Yep.
He's batted Bill Belichick around a little bit. He's gone to the playoffs. He's gone to a title game. He's been coach of the year. He's had success, and he didn't do it with, which is always the caveat or coaching comparison. Who was your quarterback? Ryan Tannehill. So you don't think I can coach? Now, the secondary retort to that would be, you did have Derrick Henry rushing for like 2,000 yards.
Derrick Henry in his prime, who was tremendous in those years, and he had a pretty good defense, too. Those Titans' defenses were pretty good.
Yeah, but you got to give him some credit for that.
Absolutely.
The Kevin Byard and the Landry and these various...
Wesley Woodyard and those guys. Those
they had a pretty good defense,
they had some
but
guys,
he gets some credit for that. So I would say those are all the pros. The cons? The cons are you're hiring a aged retread defensive coach to pair up with Gerard Mayo. Who's the offensive guy?
Right.
I mean, with Drake May, not with Gerard Mayo. To pair up with Drake May.
I know what you meant.
Who's the offensive guy? Who are we actually pairing up with Drake May? How are we making this work? And can you make it work? Are you too much of a hardo to deal with the diva young quarterback that has already developed a bit of a reputation around here, at least in my mind?
It's a fair question.
Like, I think those are legitimate concerns. You're going, so you went from the hardest of all hardos of all time, Bill Belichick.
Yep.
Oh, had to change that. We need collaboration. We need no silos. We need a modern culture. Before I can coach you, I need to befriend you. And now you're going back to the hardo? Well, what the hell are you doing? What do you really want as an organization and as a culture in Foxborough?
Yeah. All of those are fair questions and fair points. And when it comes to collaboration, Mike Vrabel may not play very well or very nicely with others. And that's the way things ended for him in Tennessee. There was an Athletic piece sort of breaking down, doing a post-mortem of his time there and how it all went. And there were some highlights in it that I'll read for you right now. The hiring of Ron Carthon, who just got fired today, ironically. The general manager Not the guy who traded Brown,
No,
right?
that
was Robinson. So this was the new guy. They hired Ron Carthen to replace Robinson. Ran Carthen, excuse me, not Ron Carthen.
They ran him out of town.
They did. He was ran out of town.
Yeah.
The Titans were searching for a new GM a year ago. Vrabel told Adam Strunk that he wanted control over the roster, but Strunk disagreed. When Ran Carthen appeared to be the front runner for the job, Vrabel told Strunk that he didn't believe that he was ready. Carthen was ready. That Carthen could be an assistant GM, and Vrabel preferred Ryan Cowden. Then the Titans' vice president of player personnel and now working with the Giants. Strunk did not take kindly to that suggestion, according to the report, and team sources believe that her and Vrabel's relationship took a big hit as a result. Bullet point number 2. Vrabel and the Patriots Hall of Fame. Vrabel spent the Titans' bye week in October in Foxborough, where he was inducted into the Patriots Hall of Fame. In a speech, he said, "I don't want to take this organization for granted. I've been a lot of places. This place is special. Enjoy it. It's not like everywhere." Back in Nashville a few days later, Vrabel was asked if his comments were addressing the Titans. Vrabel said, "The Patriots have won 6 Super Bowls in 20 years. That's what I was alluding to. I don't know what to tell you. That's just a lot of success." Not a denial. Not at all a denial that he was talking about Tennessee and how much better New England is than Tennessee. As The Athletic reported, the whole event did not sit well with Strunk, and she and Vrabel never talked about it, but she did let it fester. And then there's this disconnect, then a decision. Adam Strunk wanted to retain Vrabel as late as November, but she wanted him to be the coach for years to come, but did not get the sense that Vrabel felt the same way, and communication between them got worse from there. In mid-December, Strunk was visibly angry after an overtime loss at home to Houston. That's when several members of the Titans staff believe that she made up her mind and she wanted to move on from Vrabel. The Athletic also reported that the decision to fire Vrabel was all hers, with no input from Ran Carthen. In an email this week announcing Vrabel's firing, Strunk said, "I believe the team's best position for sustained success will be those who empower an aligned and collaborative team across all football functions. Last year, we began a shift in our approach to football leadership and made several changes to our personnel to advance that plan. As I continued to assess the state of the team, I arrived at the conclusion that the team would also benefit from the fresh approach and perspective of a new coaching staff."
Interesting. You know what that sounds a lot like?
Sounds a lot like what they were trying to do here.
Yeah, and where are those two teams picking now?
First and fourth.
One has already fired their coach.
Yeah.
The other guy is talking about how embarrassed he is by his record, and that's unacceptable. Like, I give that guy credit for being very open, Callahan, but he's, a half a season away from being run out of town down there as well?
Probably.
So this is where you have this philosophical modern versus not modern, and certainly that's where I would say if you want to go back to some degree to the hardo old days, Vrabel's your guy. And she seems a little oversensitive.
A little bit, yeah.
Right? Like, he said somebody, he's worked with somebody, and he goes, not really sure that guy's ready for the whole job. And that's a fireable offense. That's oh my God, you're not with us. I can't defend him on the thing in Foxborough.
No.
That was dumb.
You shouldn't have done that.
It was only dumb unless that's what you
Unless he was
wanted.
dying to come be here, the coach of this team.
And you didn't really want to coach that team. You saw the writing on the wall. You
Right.
didn't really want to be there anymore, and you were kind of shooting your way out of town. That's the only way that was dumb.
I will say this. Unless Vrabel's been very much humbled, it's hard to envision that guy who wanted full control in Tennessee and was, crapping all over these potential GMs and all of that is going to come here and answer to Elliot Wolf.